What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we got some big words coming from now undefeated lightweight WBO world champion superstar boxer Keyshawn the Businessman Davis, who is coming off of two spectacular knockout victories. Gustavo Lemos in the second round and Dennis Baranchik in the fourth round. Absolute dominant performance by Keyshawn Davis in the two biggest fights of his career. And Keyshawn Davis, right? I told you guys, they always say this, right? They always say this. When you win a world title, your confidence goes up. But he didn't even win a world title when he beat Gustavo Lemos. It was just dominating fashion. And Keyshawn Davis, many people look at his resume and his record, and he's 13 wins, no losses, no draw, with 9 wins by way of knockout. So it's similar to the Eastern European record, where they don't have a lot of professional fights, but their amateur background and their pedigree is so deep, and they was in the amateur so long that although he's 25, right, he has and doesn't have a ton of professional fights, his talent and his skill set is on the level of the fighters that we consider to be the best with not a lot of fights, like Lomachenko, right? Lomachenko didn't have a lot of fights. Alexander Usyk, he has like 23, 24 fights total in his career, right? But he's a 2-division world champion, two-division undisputed champion, right? Lomachenko is a 3-division champion. Lomachenko is a unified champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Yet Lomachenko has like 21 fights, right? He's 18 wins, 3 losses, right? So he's like 21 fights Lomachenko has. So Keyshawn Davis, he falls in that Eastern European category, right? And so with that said, he won that world title and he won that big name. And that big name in his division and a unification bout comes in the form of the undefeated superstar, 3-division world champion, 5-time world champion, and WBA lightweight world champion superstar boxer, who is considered one of the cash cows, one of the faces of the sport of boxing, in Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis is 30 wins, no loss, no draw, 28 big wins by way of knockout. And he has a fight coming up this Saturday, March 1st, against WBA super featherweight world champion, star boxer out of DC, and somebody he's familiar with in Lamont Rose Jr. And I expect Gervonta Tank Davis to be 31 wins, no losses, no draw, with 29 wins by way of knockout when it's all said and done. I just think that Gervonta Tank Davis' explosiveness, his ring IQ, yes, they fought twice in the amateurs, and Gervonta Tank Davis was victorious both those times in the amateurs against Lamont Roach. The thing about it is Gervonta Tank Davis simply is the total package. His growth, his maturity, his ability to adjust. It's going to take another elite fighter, and this is no slight to Lamont Roach, but it's going to take another elite fighter to beat him. I believe Keyshawn Davis is an elite fighter, right? I think that Keyshawn Davis would beat Lamont Rose Jr. hands down. But Keyshawn Davis, who had a spat before his fight with Gustavo Lemos with Gervonta Tank Davis, they went back and forth, that went viral. And now Gervonta Tank Davis says that he got a secret name he calling out on Saturday after he beat Lamont Roach, and many people are speculating that it's going to be Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis wants that fight, right? And Keyshawn Davis, he stated that, how many times am I going to call this man's name? It's up to him. But now he made a bold statement that when he does fight Gervonta Tank Davis, this is going to happen. Listen.
Now I'm here, nigga. And everything Shakur been saying, nigga, I lived up to it and then some. Understand? I want y'all to know, all these fans right here, like everybody watching, like I'm not up here just talking. Like I'm not just up here just, you know, toot my own horn and just like being cocky and nothing like that. Like when I'm saying that shit really gets done. My last 3 fights, my last 3 fights, everything I've been saying, that shit really gets done. I really live on. I really stand on business every single time I fight. So like when I say I would drop Tank, I ain't say I'd knock him out, but when I drop Tank, don't be fucking surprised.
Whoa. He said, when I drop Tank, don't be surprised. He said, I'm not saying I'm gonna knock him out, but I'm for sure gonna drop Tank, and don't be surprised. Now, whoa, that's the reason that's such a bold statement, right? It's not because Tank Davis is unbeatable. It's because Tank Davis has shown us to be one of the most durable fighters and world champions in this era. I have never seen Gervonta Tank Davis. I've seen him take some big punches, and obviously I'm sure he's human, so I'm pretty sure he got hurt in fights, but he has such a poker face. He's even more durable, in my opinion, than Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo Alvarez is extremely durable, but I seen Canelo Alvarez rocked noodle legs, spaghetti legs, nearly knocked out by Miguel Cotto's brother. I ain't never seen Gervonta Tank Davis remotely close to looking like that in any fight. In any fight. I've just simply never seen it. Again, I seen Canelo Alvarez hurt visibly, badly, noodle legs. I've never witnessed in 30 fights of Gervonta Tank Davis where he had noodle legs. So Keyshawn Davis is an explosive power puncher. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But to say you're going to drop Gervonta Tank Davis, and with his style, his ability to counterpunch, and he does have power, again, people will confuse his resume and his record with not having a lot of fights with not having power, okay? Because he doesn't have a lot of fights. People will confuse that with Keyshawn Davis doesn't have a lot of power, right? But he showed you when he stepped up in competition that his power is there, and he's 5'9" with a 70-inch arm reach. I think his arm reach is longer than that. I think that's an old stat. But when he stepped up in competition, he gets the knockouts. But to say you're going to drop Gervonta Tank Davis, that's huge. That's huge, right? Tank Davis is very, very durable, extremely durable. So he did this interview that's coming, is dropping with Gilly and Wallow on $1 Million Worth of Game. I can't wait to see it. So Keyshawn said that he going to drop Gervonta Tank Davis for sure when they fight. That's huge. That's a bold, big statement. I think he can outbox and beat Gervonta Tank Davis, but drop him and knock him out? Ooh-wee! I'm hard-pressed to see that because Tank Davis just knows he's so crafty, he's so sturdy, he's so durable. Again, anybody can be knocked out. He's a human being. Yes, for sure. But I'm just hard-pressed to see it. This just made it more interesting for me, and the stakes is high with a unification. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But first thing first, Tank got to beat Lamont Roach Jr., and let's see who he calls out, if he calls out anybody after the fight is over. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.